Okay, guys, I am here to give you my WWE RAW review for May 26, 2014. And this was the big Memorial Day episodes. We obviously paid tribute to people who have and haven't done stuff to help our country in the military, the troops. Um, and I think that's awesome. I did that yesterday too. I went to the parade yesterday. Um, and I ended up having a nice cookout, just remembering the troops. So I thought that was awesome stuff. Um, and they did stuff like they played the memorial tribute video. They played the beginning of every Raw, or every time they have it. They played stuff for websites that you could have gone on, and John Cena, The Miz, which I don't know where he's gone, and other people talked about it. So that was good stuff. Um, so let's get to the video. Let's get to the actual show. We got JBL and Michael Cole and Jerry the King Lawler on commentary, and the Authority come out, Stephanie McMahon and Triple H to cut a promo, and Stephanie McMahon talks about how Daniel Bryan will surrender the WWE World Heavyweight Championship tonight, and because he knows this should be an active champion every week, and if he can't be an active champion, he he should just give up the title. And then Triple H talks about how there are superstars that go on to become greatness, go on to be big stars. And then there are superstars like Daniel Bryan who have that one great moment and then go down and into obscurity. And then he talks about the Shield, which is Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns. And talked about Stephanie McMahon talked about how tonight's about choices. And he says that the Shield and Triple H says that the Shield has a choice, because tonight there's going to be a contract signing between the Shield and Evolution, which is Triple H, Randy Orton, Batista, and at one point Ric Flair was a member of this group, but he's not anymore. And he says that they have the choice to either sign the contract and be eliminated from the WWE, or continue making their careers and not sign this contract. And then the Authority bring out Brad Maddox. And now, as we know, Brad Maddox, when Seth Rollins and Batista were having the match, only official personnel could only be inside. And they're not happy that Brad Maddox made Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns the special guest commentators. So they have him come out, and he says that he was forced. The Shield attacked him, and they put him in the trainer's room, so he had no other option but to make them the special guest commentators. And if you think about it, it's kind of Triple H and Stephanie McMahon's own fault that this ended up happening, because they could have just overruled it right then and there, but they didn't do it. I don't know why, but they didn't. So they say we have no other choice but to do what we have to do. They bring out Kane, and Brad Maddox tries to escape, but Triple H ends up punching him in the face, and then Kane chokeslams and tombstones Brad Maddox, and then the Authority fire Brad Maddox, and he's no longer the Raw GM. This doesn't really bother me because he wasn't really doing anything anyways. I actually completely forgot that he was the GM, so this doesn't really bother me that he got fired. It doesn't really make that big. It's not really that big of a deal to me. And then we got the first match. It was Cesaro with Paul Heyman at ringside versus Rob Van Dam, also known as RVD. Good match. Cesaro at one point took RVD and threw him like head first into the barricade. That was sick, and then he did it again. RVD did moonsaults. He did the diving kick. And Bad News Barrett, the Intercontinental Champion, who was on commentary, ended up he came out before the match started and said that when everyone has to wear swim trunks, all the fat's gonna show and stuff because they haven't really been working out. So that was funny. And then he says that he's gonna beat RVD at Payback, which is this Sunday. And RVD ends up kicking him in the head, which was sick. And then he's getting ready to finish off Cesaro, but Bad News Barrett gets on the apron, distracts him, and then Cesaro hits a German suplex on RVD and gets the victory. I wonder if that's gonna be, if that's like his new finisher now, or if that, because I don't mind it. It's cool. I think he should stick with the neutralizer, but I don't mind him doing the what's it called, the German suplex. It's like a quick move to shock you to win the matches. And then afterwards, Sheamus comes out, and we find out that Sheamus will be defending his United States Championship against Cesaro at Payback, and he ends up roll kicking Cesaro, and then he shakes his hand afterwards. So that was pretty good stuff. It wasn't bad. I think the next match was Summer Rae versus, not Alicia Fox, but it was versus Eva Marie with Nikki Bella inside. This match was nothing. I really think they should put Eva Marie on NXT so she can improve her in-ring work, but they're not going to do that. Layla and Fandango came out, and I actually am mildly interested in that feud because it makes sense. Fandango dumped Summer Rae on Twitter, and Layla pretty much stole her man, and they're fighting over Fandango, so that makes sense. And they're kind of distracting Summer Rae, so Eva Marie rolls her up and gets the win. I didn't care much for the match, but I don't mind the stuff with Layla and Summer Rae. It makes sense for a feud. But like I said, they should leave that stuff on Total Divas. The Layla Summer Rae feud's fine because it makes sense. They've been together before Total Divas even started. I think the next match, I don't even know what the next match was, to be honest with you. And then Randy Orton and Batista were backstage, and Cody Rhodes and Goldust come up, and they're upset that they haven't been booked on Raw lately. So they want a match, and Randy Orton mentions that last year he beat Cody Rhodes to fire him, and then Cody Rhodes mentions that him and Goldust beat the Shield to get their jobs back, and you guys can't even beat the Shield. He calls Batista a skinny jeans whip off, and Randy Orton okay blows. And then Triple H makes a match between Randy Orton and Batista versus Cody Rhodes and Goldust, and he says that the match is going to have like some sort of special stipulation. We never really find out what it is, but we're going to find out later on in the review. And then the Wyatt family come out, which is Bray Wyatt, Luke Harper, and Eric Rowan to cut a promo. This was sick. He talks about how they're going to put John Cena down. I kind of don't really remember what I said because I zoned out a little bit because I was a little tired. And then JBL, he has Jerry I think he just pretty much talked about the John Cena stuff. I will say Bray Wyatt is very good on the mic though. I like the stuff he does. I think he's a future WWE World Heavyweight Champion. And then he has Jerry the King Lawler. He wants Jerry the King Lawler to come in the ring and have a conversation so we can ask him some questions. At first he doesn't want to do it, and JBL tries to stick up for him, but he ends up getting clotheslined by Luke Harper. And he gets taken out. And then Harper and Rowan put Lawler in the ring. They sit him down in the chair and he asks him why you've been supported, John Cena. You've been a liar. John Cena's not the man that the universe think he is. And they said that they have to put Lawler down. And then John Cena comes out and attacks Harper and Rowan, tries to make the save, but the numbers game catches up to him. And then Bray Wyatt says that this is going to be your fate at Payback, because I'm going to put you down. And then the Usos, and then he goes to hit the Sister Abigail and Lawler, but then the Usos, Jimmy and Jay, tag team champions, run out, make the save, and they all fight off the Wyatt family. Then John Cena cuts a promo saying that this is enough, you've gone too far. You had all this potential, you had the different look, you're a good talker, but you've once you got power, you've abused that power. And he said that he doesn't care about winning or losing this Sunday, he just cares about being the last man standing, which is how you win the match, so obviously you do care about that. And he says that justice is blind, but pure backs a bitch. And then that was the end. And I thought John Cena was very good tonight. He did kind of pretty good promo. So kind of awkward to see him with the Usos, but whatever. And then we have the next match. It's Zack Ryder versus Rusev with Lana. JBL's not on commentary. He got taken backstage, and now it's just Michael Cole and Jerry the King Lawler on commentary. Rusev squashes him. Zack Ryder came out waving the American flag. I thought this was good. He got some good heel heat tonight. I thought it was good that Lana mentioned that we're focusing on the past because we're paying tribute to like the past heroes. I thought that was good. It was good to get heel heat. And then Rusev doesn't release the hold. He wins with the camel clutch. He doesn't release the hold though. And then Big E runs out and fights off Rusev and then waves the American flag afterwards. I really don't know if they're feuding because they did something a few weeks ago and then nothing came of it. Now they're doing something here. I don't really know what that's leading to. And then Randy Orton and Goldust face Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton and Batista face Cody Rhodes and Goldust. I read it wrong. I read it ahead. And they kind of dominated the whole match, and Goldust and Cody Rhodes tried to make a comeback throughout the match, but it wasn't really working out for them. Cody Rhodes goes to hit the beautiful disaster kick on Randy Orton, but Orton catches him into an RKO, and then hits the RKO again, gets the victory, and then we find out that Triple H made the announcement that it was actually an elimination, no holds barred match, so now Goldust has to face both of them in an elimination, no holds barred match, and they beat the crap out of them, pretty much. Goldust ends up getting speared by Batista. Orton hits the RKO, and then Batista bonds him for the victory. I thought that was good stuff. Made Randy Orton and Batista look good going into the pay-per-view. Next is Sin Cara versus Bo Dallas. JBL's back on commentary. And what ends up happening is it was an actual match again. Bo Dallas says since you should be both that if you believe you can get far. I couldn't have done it without my believers. He's kind of like delusional, which is good stuff. That was good. They had an actual match again. I'm liking his matches. He's not squashing people. He's having like good TV matches. Sin Cara though was the Swanton, but Bo Dallas moves out of the way, and then he hits the corner bulldog. He calls it the Bodog for the win, and that was good stuff. And then he does his victory lap, and he says, "I could have done it without all my believers." He says that it just winning matches isn't just about it doesn't get you victories. All you have to do is just put effort and hard work, and then he says he congratulates Sin Cara. So he's like that heel that is gonna come off as a face, but you look at him, you just want to punch the guy in the face. He's annoying. I think this is gonna work for him. I like Bo Dallas. I liked him on NXT, and he looks like he's gonna be good on the main roster. I think the next was the Divas match. No, it was will Daniel Bryan give up the WWE World Heavyweight Championship? Stephanie McMahon is talking all confident, saying that if you should give up the title. If we just take it away from you, the Yes movement will get bigger, and we can't afford to have that happen. And he says that the roster deserves to have an active champion, and says that I'm trying to think, and says that I'm trying to remember. And says she said that once Daniel Bryan comes back fully healthy, he will get the opportunity to regain the title. And I have a feeling that's not going to be true after what they put him through to even get this title in the first place. And Daniel Bryan says, "You're right, I should give up the title. They do deserve an active champion." Says his injuries are worse than they were because of what Kane did to him. And she talks about how they were lying about what happened with Kane because of because of what happened earlier in the night, that they do have control over Kane. And Daniel, at first you think he's actually going to do it, but Daniel Bryan says if he gives back the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, he will be sticking it to the people that ended up cheering for him, supporting Daniel Bryan, and he can't do that. So then Stephanie McMahon, so he says, I like what he says here, that I'm going to tell you something you never heard when you were a kid. He says, no, he's not going to give up the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. And then Stephanie McMahon brings up a couple weeks ago when he was being put in the ambulance how Brie Bella, his wife, put her hands on Stephanie McMahon. So at Payback, Daniel Bryan has the option to either give up the title or Brie Bella will be fired. So I wonder if this is when he's going to give up the title or maybe not. I'm not really sure. I wonder if they're trying to give him his moment as long as he can, but I think maybe he probably will give up the title. Then we got Alicia Fox versus Emma. Wasn't bad. Emma hit the Emma sandwich in the dilemma. There was no comedy with stupid comedy with Santino, thank God. It was an actual wrestling match. Alicia Fox hits this awesome big boot on the outside, but then Emma gets the roll up, gets the victory. Then afterwards, Alicia Fox beats the crap out of Emma. This was awesome stuff. She beats up Emma, and then she goes off on everybody else. She grabs the ring bell, rings the bell. She grabs one of the, I think it was the timekeeper, and beats him up too, and ends up giving him a wedgie. And then she grabs soda and sprays it into some lady's face that was at ringside. This was good stuff. This kind of makes me want Alicia Fox to win the Divas title to see how she would react to that, but I don't think that's gonna happen, unfortunately. Maybe you could have her win it and then lose it the night later. Then she would have imagine what the reaction would be then, but I don't think that's gonna happen. I think the next match was Sheamus versus it was Davey Crockett versus Adam Rose. Damian Sandow played the David Crockett role. I don't know why they keep misusing Damian Sandow. He could be something special, but they're not going to do that. Jack Swagger and Zeb Coulter come out with with the lemon that Adam, from his party members, that Adam Rose comes out with. This doesn't even distract him though. This was supposed to. And then Adam Rose wins with the headlock driver that Dean Ambrose does, a different version of it. I forget what he calls it, but that's what it was. And that was about it. And then Jack Swagger tries to attack him after the match, but then Adam Rose hits the spine buster and ends up beating the crap out of Jack Swagger until he gets out of the ring. Then we got Sheamus versus Alberto Del Rio. This was good stuff. Sheamus, I guess, sells the head injury. He didn't really say what it was from, but I think it was from when Cesaro had hit the neutralizer on the floor to him. And so when he goes for the ball kick, he ends up selling the head injury, and then Del Rio hits the enziguri and the kick to the head, and I thought that was it, but Sheamus kicked out of it. Then Del Rio goes for the cross arm breaker, and Sheamus ends up hitting the ball kick for the win. And then Paul Heyman gets on the mic and says that that victory means nothing. That a better victory is when Brock Lesnar broke the Undertaker's streak at WrestleMania, and then you need to beat a Paul Heyman guy, and I think Heyman was out there to distract Sheamus so Cesaro could jump him, and that's what ended up happening. He attacks Sheamus, targets the head and hits the neutralizer, and lays out Sheamus. So I'm actually looking forward to seeing the match Sunday. And then we got the Shield and Evolution's contract signing. And what ends up happening is the Shield knows that this isn't going to be any old contract sign after what Evolution has done to them. So they clear Roman Reigns is tossing stuff out as they're talking, and they said they're going to put down Evolution for good. Evolution comes out, and Triple H says that you guys had it all. You guys could have been big stars, but then you screwed up and decided to turn on me. So now we're going to have to put you down for good, and you have to go down in obscurity. And they all signed the contracts, and Triple H, and then the Shield wants the Evolution to get in there and fight. At first I thought they were going to get on the apron and get off like normal, but they did get in the ring and fight, which was good. Dean Ambrose balls with Triple H. Seth Rollins balls with Randy Orton. Roman Reigns balls with Batista. Seth Rollins dives on Orton and Triple H. Batista clotheslines Dean Ambrose. But Roman Reigns gives Batista the Superman punch. Goes for the spear, but Triple H brings in the sledgehammer, hits Roman Reigns in the ribs, and that turns the tide everywhere. Orton RKO's Seth Rollins. Triple H ends up, Batista spears Dean Ambrose, and then Triple H hits Rollins and Ambrose with the sledgehammer, and then they triple powerbomb Roman Reigns through the announcer's table. This was good stuff. Like I said, wrestling was very good. Raw was good this week. I liked it. Really helped build up the pay-per-view. I'm looking forward to it. And that's about it. So you guys can do all this, subscribe to and follow all the stuff down below. Tonight I'm going to be making my NXT Arrival predictions. You can definitely check those out. But that's pretty much it, guys. Peace out.